God, what is this now? Minecraft meme screenings are a thing. Because now a Minecraft movie is going for a full memeified sing-along release as well. You know, like the types they usually reserve for all-out musicals. Step aside, Disney, Warner Brothers wants to capitalize on irony. And like, how does that even work? What, they gotta play Lava Chicken on loop 3 times? That's only like 23 seconds long or something silly. I know there are songs in there, sure, but isn't this just a little bit too strange? I don't think this movie should really warrant this sort of re-release. But I guess that's just where we are. By the way, Lava Chicken has broken all sorts of musical records in the UK, being the shortest ever song to enter the UK top 40 charts. That's where we're at. But I mean, hey, if Ding Dong the Witch is Dead from Wizard of Oz can pop up the moment Margaret Thatcher died, I guess it makes sense. Almost. That same song also reached 78 on the US Hot 100. Apparently the Brits like it more. Interesting. I can only imagine the life that song would have had back pre-smartphones when everybody was Bluetoothing sounds to each other. God, I'm old. But no, as it's officially going to be called, the Block Party Edition, doesn't really make much sense for sure, is just there to further its optics to being a recipe for disaster that traumatizes the front of house staff. You know this already, right? Popcorn is practically becoming a weapon of domestic crime at this rate in cinema screenings, so now they are officially platforming it to presumably make it all the worse. At least, I guess I've seen examples of screenings focused on being crazy, so that it can be funneled away from just general public viewings. And yet, this isn't even necessarily a new phenomenon, as this kind of extra edition has been going on since the Rocky Horror Picture Show screenings started happening, which have now been a thing that continues to happen across the world every year. It's like Minecraft has become a cult hit with a pre-built-in fan base, no pun intended, but it's also a mainstream success as well. Who knows where it goes? I mean, hey, the Minecraft fanbase is sort of a cult. It's just a really, really big one. It is the biggest umbrella you can really do for gaming, other than Fortnite at this point. Or Pokemon, I guess. At least on the gaming side specifically, the official statistic is a 200 million annual users kind of size to this cult. But yes, a Minecraft movie has no plans of leaving the big screen anytime soon, with a new set of screenings that will seemingly only encourage more of the controversial behavior we've been seeing in theaters worldwide. This at least appears to be doubling down on the chicken jockey shenanigans. Maybe it's the first time the marketing understood what they were doing and what they'd created. But like, what's gonna happen? Are they just gonna have the words chicken jockey flashing up on the screen for that 1 second shot? Is the whole movie gonna have subtitles? Are we just reinventing audio descriptions? Where else can you go? Do meme edits suddenly start popping up on the screen after I Am Steve happens? Are we gonna hear Deltarune's A World Revolving remix shoved in the moment Jack Black opens his mouth? Like, where are we going? Why do I want that? But no, let's please spare us. Money-wise, at least, you can see exactly why Warner Brothers are doing this, right? That's really all they care about after all, and somehow it's landed in their lap like this. A Minecraft movie is the biggest movie of the year so far, grossing over $800 million already. Even if it falls short of $1 billion, it has very much been an exceptional success. I mean, the movie cost $150 million to make, for context. In a year that's so far been a terrible one for the box office, probably because no one can afford to go anymore as well, an $800 million movie is a miracle. If it does get past $1 billion, even better. Alas, the likely motive behind this meme re-release. I am so mixed on the success of this movie, I gotta be honest, because I'm glad to see some hope for the movie industry in its success, and it's nice to see it's a video game adaptation. I'd love to see more of those, but I also despise the current running of Warner Brothers being at the helm of it all. Not to mention, the actual final product is genuinely bad. And not in like a, oh, the plotline's stupid, but kind of in more of a, wow, they really misrepresented the female characters bad, you know? Is it really impossible to make a meme movie that's also good? Maybe, but why does it have to be Warner Brothers, man? And with both this and Sinners now also being a huge success for them, they kind of seem to be getting rewarded for their decisions. which is a bit worrying in a way, you know? Nonetheless, I'm glad to see we're at least seeing some success this year in that lens of things, because the industry's economy is certainly not getting anywhere from the Snow White remake, you know? Particularly in the case of Sinners, seeing as it's an original movie that got a half-decent budget and then they just left Ryan Coogler be to make it. Probably refreshing for him after the nightmare production of Black Panther 2. Nice to see that it isn't just the big IP guilty pleasure of tomorrow having success, but still, that's the main one. Minecraft has truly captured a cultural moment. It's a moment entirely constructed from commerce and marketing, but it's a moment nonetheless. A bright plastic Happy Meal toy to get us through the dumpster fire that we live in. It has been everywhere and truly made an event of itself. That's what I'm gonna keep saying about the more recent successes we've seen with theatrical movies. They have made true events out of themselves. That's what breaks you through the mold. Be it from Barbenheimer to Wicked to Minecraft, they all made themselves known, regardless of if you're part of the fan base already. With sing-along re-releases too, I guess Wicked is the most immediate comparison here, continuing its success through the Christmas season with these kind of special screenings, but it certainly wouldn't have been on my bingo card that the Minecraft movie would be the movie to go, I'm gonna copy a Broadway adaptation of Wicked. But at the end of the day, I didn't have Minecraft being a huge success on my bingo card at all, either, really. The screenings are being labeled as rowdy screenings, which kind of makes me feel sorry for the staff a tad. They didn't get to make an agreement on this. This is all Warner Brothers, the people that are the furthest away from any dirt and grime with their actual fingies, you know? Like before, of course, the behavior wasn't exactly ideal, but was just coming from audiences in their own fruition. With this rowdy specific release, is that really gonna help theaters branch out, having the studio actively encouraging said behavior? I mean, I know that the cinemas are kind of struggling right now, but is this really the solution? I hope they pay double for the popcorn that gets thrown about, at least. Do I? I don't know. Hey there, thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. You know what to do. See you in the second half. Already we've had creators from the movie, including the director himself, just kind of shrugging it off, which I can see both sides of, as whilst it's tough on the employees, this movie has saved business from these movie theater chains. The amount of merch in the concession sales that they've gotten out of this movie also must have boosted things along. That's the one thing that sort of boosts it up. But having a screening that is actively just saying, go nuts, seems to just be asking for trouble for me. And we've already seen someone throw a literal chicken. Like, how far is this gonna go? Actual fires? A weird way to express a form of protest, almost? In a world that's getting more and more nutty? I mean, it's true that fans have already been arrested in some cases for these behavior, and now you want to actively facilitate more of it? It just seems to be applying the purge logic to this kind of behavior. For this screening, all crime is legal kind of vibes, you know? Is that actually gonna work controlling this approach, or is it just going to encourage worse behavior going forwards? I mean, no one's really been respectful since lockdown, and this might be another filter down into the depths as far as we know. I think that maybe if less social behavior is going to become the norm for movie screenings, having noise welcome screenings may be a shout where people can chat and have their phones out, as much as I don't want to go to that. Kind of the reverse to a quiet zone situation, with regular screenings being stricter on not doing those things. But it is interesting that this is something that may now have been necessary as audiences have become less social in general. As someone on the live comedy circuit, there's been a prevailing sense that audiences have become less accustomed to common etiquette since we came out of the pandemic. And don't even get me started about a bloody rant about vapes. I bloody hate that stuff indoors, and now practically every audience has someone doing it. I'm practically being gassed out of watching live performances half the time, just because I've got sensitive lungs from asthma. But that's a whole separate thing, kind of. I don't know, tangent to be sure. Anyway, going back to the live comedy thing, not necessarily on the heckling front alone, but I've seen people have full-on chats during a live performance like they were in a bar or a cafe. It doesn't even seem to be like they know that they're doing wrong. It genuinely just doesn't seem to occur to some people. And then beyond comedy, you have the likes of Broadway and West End musicals where people are singing along in the audience. And you can see the logic, but you know, those tickets are expensive. You don't pay those prices just to hear someone drunkenly sing out of tune throughout the whole thing. It's like that one year we had indoors completely rewrote a bunch of people's understanding of just how to behave in public. Not the more pressing issue in terms of common decency right now, I know, but it may well speak to the more inconsiderate culture that we're now experiencing in its own small way in all of these different pockets of industry. And it does extend to cinema too. Once again, when I was seeing movies in theaters again after COVID, almost every screening I went to for a year had people talking during the movie in some capacity or having their phones out still. Lest we forget the last big incident of this with the Gentle Minions a few years ago, which was kind of similar to this, but, you know, ironically had a sense of respect. It's clear this is on a different level to that. So maybe it is time to at least address it, and these Minecraft rowdy screenings may well be a good pilot for that. The official title being a Minecraft movie Block Party Edition has Warner Brothers inviting fans to just meme along with the movie, whatever that sounds like. Which just immediately sounds like a 65-year-old saying it to me, not knowing what that actually means, you know? They've also gone on to say that Warner Brothers Pictures and Legendary Pictures invite fans back to the theater to experience a Minecraft movie together in a whole new way. You know the moments, you know the lines, you love the songs, now it's time to get loose, laugh out loud, and belt out those lyrics like a true Diamond tier fan. Gross, but it will be successful. I can also totally imagine an extended version of Lava Chicken happening, you know, like a 3-minute edition that Jack Black put together himself. That's how you get the movie past $1 billion in my views. Say it's an extended edition. More memes and more lines, bloopers and deleted scenes. We don't care if it's bloody well the crappy green screen production beta version of the footage. Just slap any old thing out, say it's unseen, and we'll probably come in droves. And then there'll be a whole... yeah. Can't wait to see the slippery slope of that developing more over time. If they're doing this, I'd like to think that they will at least put a little bit of that extra content in there, as it seems to be just a bit cynical to just release the movie as it is and just tell them go crazy, you know? I don't even know if this does have subtitles in it for, like, the lines that aren't song numbers. If you're gonna manipulate audiences like that, at least give them some extra content, you know? These fans have brought the theater back out of a dark financial period, so the bare minimum would be giving them something for that, rather than, admittedly, giving them a really crappy movie and them just making the best out of it so far for you. I'm talking personal intros thanking the fans from the cast, actual edits around the meme-heavy moments, extended Lava Chicken, bonus content after the movie finishes, the full works. There's even footage of Jack Black coming to a screening and saying, "Don't throw popcorn, but also, hey, it's me," and that was genuinely kind of cool, a nice sense of fan interaction in an otherwise chaotic attempt of marketing. Make something out of this, and the fans will come. But how exactly you handle this without fumbling and making all the more mess and disaster that someone on minimum wage has to clean up? I don't know. I don't see it. Celebrate being on top before Disney's Lilo and Stitch blows this movie out of the water for its first week and a half, as is currently being projected. And before that, curses us with 100 more Disney live-action remakes as they learn the wrong lessons from the inevitable billion-dollar success, as much as they say Snow White's killed the live-action remake. We'll see. Minecraft is now on the latter end of its cultural touchstone, so let's see if it manages to go out with a bang. It's not every day a bad movie like this does well, so let's have it. Let's see. On that note, though, I'm going to end it off there. God, I'm not looking forward to how this all rolls out. For now, though, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell me your thoughts on a Minecraft meme-along. Is it just going to be like re-releasing Morbius for a third time and it flops? Would you go to a meme re-release? Are you sick of the Minecraft movie? I'd love to hear all your thoughts and more, and I shall see you all in a little bit.